He's an advocate and also an investor, so he straddles between the two parts.
Exactly.
Okay, continue.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So basically saying not every investment to me should result in profit. But if you are selling this to investors, you have to be in a position where you can assure them that they're not just throwing away their money. So that's why I'm saying that. So we really we haven't seen a lot of valuable startups, a lot of valuable ideas in this region. Maybe they are there, but it's still this connect.
Okay, say the number 2 thing you want to say before I then answer the question I want to ask.
Now, the second thing is in although it comes again with part of the responsibility of an angel investor, but the second thing beyond just the idea is the team behind that idea. That's another thing we look out for. Are these people set up from what we see to be able to deliver? Yeah, are they passionate enough about this idea they're proposing?
The quality of the team.
Yes, it's not just that you're looking to get some funding. Are we sure that you will follow through with this thing to get to a point where you get to something? So those are the 2 things, those are the areas here.
Alright, so Anna, you wanted to ask a question, but I think you have it, so I want to do something. So ask. Okay, so if you run a hub here, you will start up here, and you've had issues raising money. Can I see your hands? If you run a hub, you will start up. Only one hand. I mean, you have issues raising money for your startup.
You've not tried raising.
It's not you as a hub.
Let's see if you've not tried raising, then don't stress it. Don't stress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know why I asked that question, right? Is you said maybe they are there, and because part of the work of the network is discovery, right? But the discovery is supposed to happen through the hubs. So I'm asking a question that I'm inside, that I'm supposed to be part of, but then I will step out of it and ask the question: what is the network doing to collaborate with the hubs to discover the right startups?
Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is something we have identified. For me, being if there's such a position, anyway, having run a hub in the past, I understand some of the challenges that hubs would be going through. We have an active program. Actually, part of it is what you're seeing here and now, to try to improve our relationship with all of the hubs as many as we can get connect with in Port Harcourt. Actually, in all of the south and the southeast, all the way up to the over there and so on and all of that. So we do have all these connections in meetings, our regular meetings. We pull these hubs and individual business and startup owners to come in and let's have discussions. People who would disagree and people with which we have advanced conversations. We also do that. So that's what we're doing. We know that is a challenge. We know the place of the hubs, as the funnel through you can get all of this people.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So what I asked cover what
Yes.
you want to say something?
Yeah, so you covered, I asked a question, and you've already asked one, which is, what's the network doing working hard? The first question I was going to ask is, how do you actually source the startup to invest in?
So we have within the angel network individuals. That's one channel. We have individuals. All of us are connected in one way or the other through to certain hubs and through to certain people. And I also do get a number of people come to me and say, I have this idea and this and that. For ideas that are mature to some level, we bring forward into the discussions, with the network, and then see how we take it forward. There are a few people whom I personally just give some advice and say, look, you need to get to this point. You need to be able to package your idea to the point where you can convince somebody to put in money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in summary, what he's not saying, or rather what he's saying that you're not hearing, is that you should identify more angels and make them your friends, so that it can be easier. Because this is a two-way thing, right? Last month when we were here, one of the things, I don't know, I think Constant was the only person the face I can remember that was here last month I was here, right? I don't know who else was here last month. Okay, you too. Yes, so 2 people. Okay. Last month when we talked about this, we did a whole conversation about the place of networking. So apparently you can't network enough, and it needs to get a little much stronger. If you're in a disadvantaged position, right, then you have to work much harder. True? And so that's what's going on. So I'm not a member of the panel, I'm the moderator.
Just to add to this point about networking, I know that there exists a number of network organizations, formal and informal. There's what's the name of this one? So, Open Talk, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Those are discovery areas.
Yeah.
I know that there are a number of others. There are people in those platforms that belong to others.
Okay.
Those are channels, that we can pull together these things, discoveries and things like that.
So let's keep Uche now. Okay, so there's this thing I've always wanted to understand, and it's not to you, it's not to your community alone. I know that you guys, a lot of what you do revolves around, digital marketing skills.
Don't think about
But do you ever sit down and think about how your community integrates with others, and to what effect? Because first off, there are people in your community that I know would want to build a business. Are they getting those kind of knowledge? Do you have those kind of conversation? And if not, why not?
Thank you very much. They said if you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right? So earlier this year, myself and some of other, my team that want to, I was like, I had to select some people and like, see, this thing is not working. We've been doing the same thing, so it's not working. We have to do something. And one of the ideas that came up was, you're right, it's not working, because the truth is, we are a community of digital marketers and people who are interested in digital marketing. And who are the main, who are our main targets right now? And there are businesses, small and medium businesses, or people who want to now, transform into businesses. So okay, so what are we doing in that step? And we're like, the truth is we're not doing, we're actually not doing anything. And there are a lot of businesses that we could, so we now started thinking how we can remodel ourselves to help businesses to actually give traction to businesses in that state. There are a lot of awesome places you might have found out, but nobody knows about them. They don't have, they are not on Google My Business, they are not on, platforms, Google Maps, nothing. And we're like, why don't we just go to those places and speak to them and like, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do. No, let's, come. And so that is what we're working on actually right now. So for the members of the council to actually come together with our expertise and begin to help businesses. That by the time we do that, the businesses are hearing about us. Oh, DigiClan. So our community members can get jobs. Do you understand? So it's not just, oh, I'm a member of DigiClan, but how is that affecting me? I don't know. So I think that would help. So that is where we are right now, at this very moment. We're trying to put that into place to ensure that our community members are out there in the community helping the businesses. And actually the businesses are now hearing that, oh, okay, so you actually do marketing video. I didn't know you do that, and so because there are a lot of talented people in our communities, but they're just quiet. So we're able to do this. So it's marrying the community with the businesses in the community. So that's
as you were speaking, I'm asking myself, do you realize that working with the hubs can actually help make a lot of what you're. Okay, let me not say this. Let me ask this question because I think I see a lot of misconceptions that go around. Because of that, it makes the value it makes the overall value not so visible. So I want to ask a question, and I'm asking the audience now. In your view, what is a startup? Who wants to answer? Just
someone who knows what startup is.
So I say nobody here knows what startup is.
Let's see. How?
so what is your understanding of a startup? What is
Yes.
We can say that, I can say a startup is an organization or a group of persons that have just discovered an idea. They are still in that discovery phase, trying to implement the idea.
Thank you very much. So who else has your own understanding of what a startup is? You can actually say your name again so that people will not know.
My name is Godswill. So what I think a startup is a business that is designed to scale very fast.
Because you were here last week.
No, he knows.
Yeah,
Come on, give him his props.
but yeah. Right? No, I wanted to ask another person to tell us their understanding, but I think it's not out of place to do that. So, who else wants to give us an idea of their own understanding of what a startup is? Okay.
Hi again, my name is Henry Frecken. For me, a startup is the emergence of an idea and through processes that can be brought to existence and can be sustained.
Prof. He's a professor.
He's a prof.
Because that's how I prof. It's like a doctorate thesis. Okay, that's fine. Do you want to? Okay, you want to give us your own understanding?
No, not necessarily. I don't understand. We said something about have you thought about collaboration with hubs and things like that? And I was like thinking about it. I wouldn't say we have actually done that per se, but I think it's something that really needs to be looked into. Because I remember I was saying something about doing that kind of collaboration, coming together and working together for a goal. It will help, and when people know that, maybe it will also foster more collaborations. So I think it's something we should definitely look into and find out how we can do it.
Right. There's actually a reason why I paused and asked the question, and I'm going to get back to that reason very shortly. But do you want to help us try to give us some understanding? You did this already yesterday, so let's do it.
Well, I think the gentleman then gave the closest accurate definition. I would say a startup is a business that uses an innovative method or product or service to deploy value to the market and has a high growth scalable model?
So, in summary, so SME is a startup, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah,
SME is a
yeah,
startup,
yes,
right?
yes. It should. It's like, I don't know. I feel startups are SMEs. They have the SME model, but it's just that startups focus on a single problem. More like, but SMEs are elite. Startups are SMEs. To me, I'd rather look at like introduce it.
No, that's fine.
That's
fine.
Yeah.
So who else believes SMEs are startups? Who else? Only you. Who else?
Okay, who disagrees?
Okay, who disagrees?
Everybody.
I think I disagree with a lot of things, but well, maybe my disagreement is also coming from the definition.
Okay.
If you say startup, for instance, is a business, for me, I think the key thing, sorry, you understand it.
You can also say your name.
Okay, Aniche Friday.
Okay.
Is my name. Okay, looking at the startup, looking at the SME, I think I'll escalate this down to the very minimum and see if I can integrate it. We're looking at businesses.
Yeah.
Whether they're growing quickly or they're growing slowly, they are businesses. And the scientists are common across businesses.
Yeah.
There's the need for finance or the flow of money. It's a key part of it. How you define value is a key part of it. Whether you are a multinational or you're a one-man business, that value definition is key. So when we go with the definition of startup being designed to scale quickly, my question will now be at what rate? I could be a startup and I've been working on an idea for 5 years. Does that make me a startup? I did the same idea in 5 months, so I'm not a startup.
Okay.
But same value, maybe same amount of money, same team, but maybe rate of growth is different.
Okay. So, I mean, we will explore that conversation, right? Ike is nodding. So, Ike, I'm sure you're going to say, you said, you agreed with him, right? SME is a startup. Okay. So, just two of you agree. Okay.
So, this might take, let's say we have a barber shop here in this location. It's valuable as a business, but it's already restricted by location by design. That doesn't fit perfectly well into a definition of a startup. Though we can then think of ways we can try to broaden that service, then we can then call it a startup. But that's using technology and other means to see how that service can go beyond that location.
You're a good student. All right, thank you very much. So let me say this, right? All of this conversation will not yield any value if we don't understand the fundamental concepts. Do you understand? We can continue to say we don't have money, but in reality, our not having money and investment is because of this fundamental gap, knowledge gap. Do you understand? So I see this happen a lot, and I see people argue a lot, and they keep saying, startup is a paradigm. The startup is a paradigm, right? There was a time when you wanted to start a business, they didn't write a business plan. It is still valid. People still have to write business plan, right? However, if you're building a startup, nobody's asking you to write a business plan, because what are you going to plan in the business plan? Nothing, right? So it's not necessarily a new business that is trying to start, right? No, this is a business that is trying to bet an innovative product in a market that can grow very big, and that the team is willing to drive this thing as quickly as possible, right? And there are reasons for all of that. Okay, let me give you an average funding cycle. If you're, apart from an agent, okay, your family and friends, your family can give you money and they don't care how long it takes for the money to come out. Some will care, right? An angel, and a typical angel investor gives you money. His cycle for his return is between 2 years to 5 years. Minimum, that's a minimum, maximum. Between 2 years and 5 years. They are looking for how they are going to get back that money. It's his personal money. He can as well put that money in bond, right? The capital market, the bond. So he can as well put it in real estate. But here he's saying, you know what? I can do some good while making some money. So if I put this money in, it needs to come back. If it's going to take 20 years for the money to come back, he's not going to have more money to put into other startups. Do you understand? An average VC fund is a 10-year life cycle. It's called 10 plus 2, right? 10-year life cycle plus, in some cases, 2 years extension, right? So, so what is VC in the first place? VC is that I take money from people called LPs, right? They put money, unlike the angel that uses his money to invest. The VC takes money from people or institutions and then invest on their behalf. Invest on their behalf. And it's supposed to make returns for them within a 10-year period. So you see that the patience is not, the capital is not patient after all. You know how we say, oh, patient capital, blah, 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 blah. These concepts are actually coming from the West. So it's not exactly as patient as you think it is. So it is the reason for the scale. It is the reason for the inclusion of the scale in the definition. So until you begin to think scale, you're not thinking startup. And you can't think scale without thinking innovation. You see why innovation is part of the definition. Do you understand? Now, we need to understand this basic concept. That's why we're having those issues. Now, this is why I asked that question. DigiClan as a community of digital marketers stand in a better position to support startups, if only they understood what startups are. But most of the people in the community don't have this understanding of startups. There's a reason why startups go to raise money. They don't raise money because they want to. No, that's not what it is. That's why when people make announcements, like some people that have raised money in Port Harcourt, some of them don't want to announce. You know, we had that conversation. Some of them don't want to. People are raising money in Port Harcourt that you don't know. It's the truth. They don't want to announce because when they announce, somebody comes and says, oh, you now have money. Please give me. You understand? No, that's not what it is. But here's the thing. If you understood that you can help some of these startups to actually grow faster, because that's what they want to achieve, and you have the solution, sometimes it's about sometimes you can do some of these things initially for pro bono.
Freemium. I'm going to suggest, instead of going to their places and then the effort is fragmented and people don't know, invite the businesses to the DigiClan events. You know, so you're bringing them in and you're saying, we're going to set up your business on Google My Business, for example, and because of that, when someone Googles XYZ business or XYZ service, we're going to end up in this, you know, the SEO ranking and everything, right? And we're going to show you how to set up an email marketing campaign, right? Or run an ad on social media, and then the digital marketers within your community are offering that service pro bono as part of the event. So you make it fun, light, there's music, there's everything, and then there's potential customers as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So apparently there's no reason why we should have a startup conference, for instance, without DigiClan.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we should be having this event and not have DigiClan logo.
And Seefinish.
And Seefinish logo. so those are the things that I think we should be able to begin to highlight. there are basic misconceptions and misunderstandings that exist, or knowledge gap actually that exists within the community, and those are the things hindering collaboration, in my view. All right. So, Uche, you've been itching to say something.
Yes. I've had a number of things to say, but I want to just say I agree with this position. I mean, for your description of what the startup is what I was going to say. Startups are not the same as SMEs.
Yes.
No, they're not the same. The other thing I was going to say was, yes, my initial comment about us needing those foundational people and those champions, there was something connected. Pretty small what you said is an example of that. You would need to do things like offering pro bono services for people to understand the value of what you're bringing, so some people have to fund that at the beginning. That's the kind of thing I've come to learn that we need here. Until exactly.
Not everywhere. I mean, it's almost like startups, like this scale of that is a freemium model, right? So you're in a community of people. With AfriLabs, it took us 6 years to convince members to pay membership fees. So we're building our community. We continuously kept on offering value. We're refining our value because we don't take that for granted. Like our members have shown us the importance of selling your value, right? Even if you say, oh no, it's obvious, I should need to all come together and everything. No, every event we're still marketing to our members and saying, this is the value of taking this workshop, this is the value of coming to this event. Because at the end of the day, you also have to appreciate the fact that people have a lot of conflicting commitments, right? They are, especially in this space, right? Their time is used for chasing money, looking for partners, looking for clients, looking for customers, growing their business, paying tax, dealing with our road and internet. I mean, there's just so much to deal with on this continent, right? So to ask people to take out their time to be part of what you believe in, you have to sell the dream and the vision to them, and not just want the continuous effort. But the more you do, the more they take ownership, and it becomes easier with time. But then the moment it becomes easier, then you're thinking of expansion. Then it becomes difficult again. So it's really an ongoing journey as well. And as I said, not just one group, but then the different groups that surround them as well. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we would have other opportunities to unpack most of this conversation. I'll just let the members of the audience that have questions to ask. Do you have questions you want to deal with? You have a question? Okay, who else has a question so that we can? This been very confusing.
Startup and SM.